Hello everybody, this is ZigZagZog coming to you from somewhere in this world, and we're back to continue our playthrough of Empire Total War featuring Darthmod and a 40 unit saves version, playing as Poland-Lithuanian Commonwealth, and we've made some progress, gone through Breslau, gone through Prague, fought a battle outside of Vienna, and even though we're tired and hurting right now after the battle, I'm going to keep pushing forward. And we are going to attempt to see if we can't right now take Vienna. The reason I'm going to push and keep going there is they've sent a significant army. They're on Polish soil, as a matter of fact, apparently heading for my capital. So what I'm thinking we may have to do over here is withdraw all our forces from Breslau back to Warsaw, everything up in Gdansk back to Warsaw, everything I have. We're going to have to recruit like crazy and get ready for a potential battle. This is no small army that they're looking to send my way. It does have, fortunately, militia mixed in. It's not all line infantry, but there's enough line infantry to make this a tough battle. They got a couple pieces of artillery, two generals. It's a actually fairly well balanced army for its size, so I'm a little concerned, but at the same time I can't foresee backing off here, and let's hope that by causing some issues back in their home province, maybe we'll get them to change their mind on what they need to do. I don't know, but this is the way we're going to play it. So let's take our general over here. He's up to a 4-star General Pavel Lempicki. We're going to see if you can do the job and take Vienna. I'm shocked that we're looking at doing that so quickly in our war against Austria, but let's get it going. It does show a little bit in our favor. The mortars obviously are what scare me. What I'm going to plan to do is sit at a distance, hopefully at least initially out of range of the mortars, while we blast some holes in the walls, and then start making our advance from there. So let's get down there. We'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, we've got our setup ready. We have the big L-shaped start. There's the fort in the background. I have one regiment of artillery here that's going to be pounding to try and breach two spots on this side of the fort. All our cavalry is just sitting back because there's nothing we can do until there's breaches. I have part of my force over here, slightly larger of the force, to go through the breaches. Also, the pikemen, once again, they cannot climb the walls. Everybody else here could if we needed it. But that's what we got on this side. And then over on the other flank, so we're coming at them from multiple directions, hopefully more than they can handle. We got our artillery unit here, kind of awkward with this hill here, and I wanted to be able to start shooting right away. So we got this unit here so they can try and get a breach here in the walls. If we need to relocate to get a second breach, we will at that point, but at least we can get one breach over on a whole different side. We got 3 regiments of line infantry here, a couple units of somewhat, oh wait, I somehow took one of my units of line infantry away. But anyway, I have these 2 units of militia backing up over on this side also. So we have a fair amount of forces. And we got one unit of pikemen here to go through a breach and maybe lead the way charging through the breach, since those always seem to turn into melee events, and we'll use our pikemen to try and do that for us. And we're ready to go. I think what we'll do is we'll start over here with this artillery unit and get this battle started. Hopefully other artillery potentially could be in range of the mortars. Everybody else is hopefully far enough back at the edge of the deployment zones to stay out of initial bombardment. Obviously, once we start moving forward, we're prone to all those mortar units. Start bombarding right there. We'll get over to our other unit here and focus right here. And they are going to be shooting wall cannon at us, apparently, in an effort to take out our cannon over here. don't know if they're quite in range of the rest of our troops. I'm not seeing any bombardments. No, apparently this unit here potentially was bombarded. So their wall cannon is something we're going to have to take care of quickly by taking out the wall. We're already 19% through over here. Fortunately, this is the main wall cannon that they're shooting right now, not shooting it over here. And that's the main wall we're addressing first. So we're hopeful. And it looks like they've, on this side, they've had some success against this artillery unit with their wall cannons. Let's hope we can break through the wall before they destroy that unit. 30% through here. Okay, they got their wall packed as we get up to that 50% mark, so we did definite casualties already. Don't know that they're going to stay up to shoot their cannon. That's a good thing. We have hit the 50%. We're 70% mark over here. On the other side, our guns here are wavering, but they've been hanging tight so far, losing a third of their men already. So that's why they're wavering over here. But if we have silenced some of their wall cannons shooting at us, I'm not sure about over here. That can only work in our favor. Now they're back to firing again on this side. And this wall is close to coming down, which is why they're clearing, so we don't get any more easy casualties by destroying and killing men on the wall. So I'm thinking mortars have been able to reach out here against these this artillery unit, and let's see if they manage to take them out, because I'm seeing the mortars firing here. We'll see if they manage to take them out before we can break through that wall. Uh-oh, that may have been the final blow. So we're going to have to count on our other artillery unit to take out the walls here. All right, we got our first breach. And they didn't clear the walls very well now, did they? Let's work on this side, get another breach going. And it doesn't look like we're probably going to get them back with only 6 individuals to man those artillery pieces. It's always more in our favor when we can get a two-way break going, two-way breaches going as far as getting through the walls. The only good thing is it's kind of not kept up on the walls so much. We need to get some damage going over here. Now, they've been able to reach us over here. We're going to try backing off some units here and there. Keeping our units as spread out as possible to minimize the damage. And now we're starting to do the damage to this wall. Once we get our second breach, even if it is on the same side, that's when we get moving. And actually, if they're going to keep this wall empty, the only problem is they can easily shift these 2 regiments over if we make an attempt to climb these walls on this side. Okay, we've got to the 50% mark over here. Soon we'll have our second breach. And then we will start the advance on all sides. Question is, will we hold up to the withering fire of the mortars? Okay, we got our second breach. In fact, looks like we destroyed a building on the interior too. What we're going to do with this artillery unit is we are going to see if we can get, since we're a little bit on a hill over here, we're going to see if the trajectory of our cannon we'll be able to fire into the interior. In fact, yeah, this is within our range. So we're going to start targeting some units here right inside here to see if we can't manage to somehow hit some of their mortars as we start advancing. Okay, line infantry first. As wide of a line as we can do to minimize the damage that artillery shells will be able to do against us. Follow that up, getting our militia going forward. And definitely get our unit of pike going forward for the breach. And we'll do the same thing over on this side. Line infantry forward. This side, however, will have a different tact. We will be trying to get up the walls to take the gate. And allow our cavalry to get to the interior to do their damage. And our unit of pikemen over here, we're going to actually bring over to this corner to try and get through this breach. So everybody's on the move. As we get closer, or as interesting things happen with bombardments against us, we will visit those incidents. And our cavalry, we will keep out of distance at the moment. I'm not hearing my artillery firing right now. So let's kind of get an idea that they are able to help us out on the interior here. Okay, we're here. For some reason, they didn't appear to be firing here, but now they seem to be firing here at these units, and that has the potential to give us a breach on the back side as we're doing our other advances. So let's cross our fingers there. And the pathing to get up to where we want to get is forcing us to group up and bunch up to get around the terrain, which is not ideal. And their mortars are definitely pounding up. Hopefully they will focus on one side or the other, allowing us to gain access somehow. Right now they are focusing on some pikemen over here, which is a shame, as that's our best way to gain access is melee-wise through the openings. But as soon as we clear this rise, I'm going to probably look at having the pikemen run the rest of the distance once we get around and into more flat and open terrain here. So they're doing their damage. Some able to get back up that have fallen down, just stunned by the explosion. Others not getting back up. We're going to get our pikemen running at this point. they're taking such a brunt of the attacks. And we'll get these running a little bit too, just so we do not remain so bunched up. It's really the mortar's friend if we continue staying bunched up too much. So we need to get moving. Starting to target the other pikemen now. I don't want to run them too soon, too far. Let's see if we can get into the interior. But at the same time, we can't afford to have them be bombarded like this. Come on, don't single file through here, guys. Getting mortared to death. We need to get moving and in combat, hand to hand. So that if they decide to continue to mortar our pikemen, they're going to do collateral damage on their own. What we're going to do is we are going to get our militia over on this point to climb. We're going to get our militia in the center to climb, and our pikemen are already breaking. We're going to move up a little bit closer with our line infantry to gain fire access, musket fire through the opening. And everywhere else, we're going to try climbing these walls. Okay, they're starting to come out the gate, so we're going to keep these units not climbing the walls. There's one unit. Fire, guys, fire. At least we have our militia doing a better job of firing than our own regiments of foot. Okay, the militia has the ropes up here, trying to be able to open this gate here. And that's enemy militia we've got running. These militia are also climbing the walls here. So we can maybe gain access to this gate and get our cavalry into the mix. We are now going to charge in. We're going to get our pikemen over here as quick as we can. And this militia is just going in. I want you up on the walls, guys. I want you up on the walls. Your pathing is not helping me. We got them firing up here. We're going to try charging our pikemen in, see if we can get through. Our militia unit is stagnant, so we're going to try bringing him in this way, see if that'll break their inability to move. Okay, they're trying to come out of the gate to prevent us from being able to climb the walls. Need to find a way. In fact, let's come over here to gain the gate if we can. And in anticipation of that, I'm going to start bringing my cavalry down. And my next pikeman unit has fallen. We're going to come rushing here with our militia, see if we can hold up that way since the pathing is not working for us here. And we're going to do the same thing here. They're going to come out the gate. We're going to address that. We have our gate here, so when our cavalry makes it down here, we're going to see if we can't start getting through. We need to advance over here because they're going to want to shoot the wall cannon down on us. Hope we don't lose control of this gate by the time our cavalry gets down because they've got this unit here. See if we can get in through the gate. We help form up into a formation, if that's going to help us get through the gate or not. The pathing on these maps is evil. Why the gates are not opening, I do not know. It shows that we own these gates. We're going to bring our pikemen back in. And we are firing here on these guys, on the militia. And they're getting down to low numbers, and they're starting to get to the point of wavering. So we've got to find a way to get through that. And we got through the gates at last. We've been able to close in with some of their mortars. See if we can get another unit through the gates. And we're getting through the gates. Let's take on another mortar unit. Hurry up, guys, before we start fading. We're going to come over here with this cavalry. We're now going to start working our militia through. Keep this one here to keep fire up here because that seems to be helping us. They're down to 154. They're shaken. They're wavering. They're not sure what they can do. I'm going to stop the fire here. I'm going to bring my cavalry in here and see if we can affect the charge through the small gap, which is not always a positive thing. or an easy thing with the pathing. But our units are not getting through. But our cavalry is. Let's keep charging on through, guys. If you're going to be able to charge right through them, let's keep it going. Because once we get the mortars out of the way, this is ours. We're going to bring another unit of cavalry over here. In fact, we're to the point now where we can get our lines inside. And I love that sound of silence. At least that sound of silence with no mortars coming at us. We're holding the city center, or the fort center. And we keep coming in here, guys. It's going to get this cavalry into the interior also. We are not wanting you guys to fire right now. Okay, you are not. You are not. So we're good. We don't need you firing into our own. It's too crowded in here to be firing in. Let's just take some positions here. In fact, let's turn this way. So we can possibly fire at some of these units here. Get that last unit wavering. We may not have to wait for the full timer to go down, because that seems to be their only unit that's not retreating or wavering. All right, the battle has ended. The timer has gone down. We obviously own the center. We own the fort. Vienna is ours. It's a heroic victory for us. All right, we lost 1,900 men to their 2,872, but we took the main capital. It's got to put a dent in their finances. That's got to put a big dent in their ability to wage war. Let's go look at what the public order is looking like, and it's not looking great. We're going to exempt this region from taxes right off the bat, and we probably will have some kind of revolt coming up. I guess we'll deal with that, won't we? I'm wondering if we dare take this army, this small little army with no cannon, against this fort. And given the strength and the garrison in this fort, the answer, I have the answer. It is no. And what do we have retreated over here? They have cannon where we don't. So we're going to keep ourselves in this fort right now as far as them. What I'm going to do is I am going to do a full remaneuver just to put up one hell of a battle over here in Warsaw, if that's where their army wants to continue to go. And ultimately, we couldn't quite make it into the city, so we don't have the advantage, I do not believe, of their garrisons. So we are vastly outnumbered, terribly outnumbered. And we're going to see if we can manage some more recruits over here. We're going to see if we can manage some more recruits over here. 'Cause I have a feeling we're going to need them very quickly. So it's going to be interesting to see. It can become a very fluid, strange thing if they manage to take over my capital after I've just taken over their capital. But we'll see how this all plays out. And normally at this point, I would continue with this episode. But I'm pre-recording for a few days that I'm going to be out of town. So we're going to keep this one short just so I can hopefully get this episode out so we have no breaks in the episodes and the release of these episodes. So we're going to sign off at this point and spend well, we pretty much spent our fun, so we're going to come back, probably take the next turn and see what happens coming up. Find out if we're going to get squashed. Are we going to lose our own capital after taking over their capital? What's going to happen? You'll have to come back to find out. This is ZigZagZog signing off from somewhere in this world. Thanks so much for watching, and I do hope to see you next time.